All right, so the next video is about this video we carry on with the update still, and at some point I think halfway you find that I do scroll down to the bottom of the postman test, and then you can see what's actually happening, and then I end up fixing it at some point. So do continue watching if you want to know more about how this happened. Okay, thanks for coming back to my channel. So I'll just say get all the data here, and then we're just gonna choose to, this is one of them from the backend. This one, gonna choose to delete that one, and we got the message and it doesn't delete, does it? Why is this a problem? Because I think it's the same error. Oh, sorry, update. What am I on? Yeah, and we get the details deleted, and we can also double check on the thing. So we got a user code, blah 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 blah. So, and we can actually update anything really. I don't know why the backend is coming up with an error, but I'm very sure it's actually doing it, just that there might be some error on the thingy. Right, so let's get the user. I'm sure it's updated on here because we got that user, isn't it? And then yeah, we did change it. We got the jiga, and then that same user, yeah, and then we change the number 22223 and FGLT if you go into the database, if you check the first name, VLG, yeah, so it's updated and it's in the database, so that solves the problem. All right, that means the backend also should be working, even though it says 500. I'm not sure why it says 500. Okay, so I think this video will be parted into two. So let me just check the backend again. Let me just create a user. So that's the user with the email address. This, change this one password to this 3, and then change this to 08. Okay, so we're gonna create this user, check the backend, check the database, user number 5. Is it user number 5? Yep, user number 5. Here's the number and the email address and the username. Yeah, go back. So that everything is there, and we're gonna, the admin is fine, so we're gonna update it with this one. So that same user, we're gonna update it with that, and say it comes out as 500. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm very sure it's that it's updating it. So let's refresh this one and check it. No, it's not. So there's a problem with the back end. So the front end works fine, it's just the back end that is causing trouble. Yeah, it's the back end that needs to be fixed, because I'm probably doing something wrong. And it doesn't say 401, it says 500. Authorization, this, that. I see that everything is fine. Let's get another fresh thing. I don't think that's the problem actually, because it will be 401 otherwise. So what are we doing wrong here? We just have to double check all these, but it was working yesterday. And is it because I'm changing the username? I need to work out what this problem is. We got all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I'll be right back. Hey everyone, yeah, so I discovered that the error message, if you go right down, you get what that error message was about, and it says a null property reference and null for the transition layer. So so I just forgot that little comma here. So if I just run that one, run it, it says 200. That means it's actually working, is it? That's disastrous. That's crazy. So this username here is different. I'm saying exchange it for that. It shouldn't work because at the back end, oh yeah, because I'm not running the back end, am I? I forgot to run the back end. Yeah, I forgot to run the back end. That's why it comes up like that. All right, so let's run the back end and then come back here. Because what's happening now, I have omitted out this thing because that's what was happening is, you know, I'm passing on a user. I'm saying, all right, look for this user and then update their details. And I'm saying update the username. Now I'm taking that out because I think that is the problem. And I'll put it back in again so we can prove it to see if I'm saying it's wrong. 401, and that's because I need to log in to the admin. So let me just log into the admin. Where is the admin? Here's the admin. I'm gonna log in to get a new token, and then I'm gonna go back and say update this user. Okay, 500, and it says user not found. Of course. Let me just do another user for now. Now it shouldn't do anything with the username because in the body, because I have commented it out, so it shouldn't do anything with it. So now it updates the user into the first name is Dion, email nothing, email that one nothing, and the username is that, right? So let's say I just want to reproduce the error again. Go to the back end. I'm just going to stop this one and I'm going to bring this one in again, right? And that means that will wipe out the database and do everything back in. And I'm just going to start that server again, and I am going to, right, whatever the user is, I'm just going to create another user. Create me this user. So there should be a user somewhere. Let's see if this will work. See in the front end, yeah, there's 3 users, and this is the user I'm gonna work with, right? So I'm saying update the user. This time we've got let's get a login for the admin because it's gonna give us a 401. We got the login for the admin, and then we go into the put and we say, hey, update that user into this. So let's see what happens. Hold on, is it updating? Am I in the update? Okay, it's 500, mainly because of the, it says this one cannot be found. Okay, let's create another user. Sorry, let's create another user, and then let's update that user. 500. So it's saying users key constraint with the user key. Okay, so this time there's probably it's probably already did it, and then telling us, wow, this is a problem, isn't it? There's constraint. So this is the username. It did not update it because we haven't updated it. Then why is it saying that it's constrained and it didn't update it? Okay. So we've created another user, but there is another user. Right, we've created another user. We created another user. It says detail constraint, blah blah blah. It says this one already exists. This username already exists, so I can't use this username because it already exists. So really, but I'm not even updating it, am I? It works. So let's go back and see what happens. I don't think it should override this user. I don't think it should, because I'm not passing it on. If it is, then that's a problem, isn't it? So it has override it, even though at the back end, let's go back to the back end. Even though the back end, oh yeah, I've completely forgotten. So we can't reproduce that error that was going on about. So it must have been a different error then. So yes, we can update the username if we want, but this particular test, I don't want to update the username. I want to update just anything about the user, and then I'm gonna separately update a username if a user wants to, and that will be here. So I'll write a test for that one for the backend, and then we just go on and see if we can also add it to the front end and see how it goes. Right? Okay. All right. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel, and the next video, in the next video, I think what I should talk about the integration test and how I go about it. It's a bit complicated because I've developed it to a point where I've refactored the test. It should be failing right now, and also the component test needs some updates. So I think in the next videos upwards, I don't know what I'm gonna do here to change anything else. The front end, anything I have to do about update and delete is done. So if you were to write a quick test like using Playwright or this thing, you'll be all right using this application. I'm gonna be pushing into my GitHub, and then you can just grab it and use it to write your test. Okay. So any of these pages in the admin is more or less the same as there's no data here, but it's more or less the same as this one where we are deleting and updating. So it's going to be the same thing. There's no point talking about it once I've got it sorted and fixed. So it will be okay to get back to the test I was writing. I did speak a little bit about the component test, which covers accessibility. Or they are failing because I've updated a lot of stuff here at the front end, and the integration test, then I managed to use containers, test containers, to write it to make it easier to manage everything, which I can talk about, but and run the test and show you guys. So the next one, hopefully that's the next video. Okay, thank you for coming back to my channel. Bye bye.